What's up, guys? Today's 2-minute tool tutorial is on this radiator cap tester or cooling pressure tester, and this particular one is one that I loan from my local auto parts store, but this will be the same, roughly the same setup whether you have a different brand or own your own or whatever the case may be. So what we've got today is this vehicle is leaking coolant externally, so the customer is noticing coolant on the floor of their garage. But you might also have an issue where you're losing coolant, but you're losing it somewhere in the engine, which can either mean it's being burned or you're losing it into the oil, like into the oil pan. So ways to check that are check your dipstick. If it's reading way high and looks kind of milky in color, you've got major issues. But luckily we have sort of an easy issue of an external leak today on this vehicle. So what we're going to do is, this particular car has a plastic radiator cap with a reservoir, and it doesn't have the typical metal cap on top of the radiator. So in that case we have to add this threaded adapter that fits right on our threaded coolant overflow reservoir. So we're going to screw that on. If you have a typical radiator, you're going to either use one of these typical adapters, or most likely the tool itself will fit right on there. So next we're going to turn this little wing nut looking thing so that we relieve the spring pressure on the bottom of the tool. So let me set you down a second and do that. Here's what that's going to look like. So you can see it flattens out right there, and I turned it just before it pops down into that slot. So that way we have the spring compressed. And what that allows us to do is tighten the tool down on the top of our adapter, and once it's fully tight, we're going to continue turning the wing nut until it pops in place. So now our spring is pressed in there and it's sealing everything up. Next, you want to look at the top of your radiator cap for what the pressure is. This one is 16 psi. Sometimes it'll just have a number like between 14 and 20 most of the time, so you know that that's the pressure you want to pump your tool up to. So we look on the gauge, and we have at 12 o'clock is 15, and one notch above that is 16. So I'm going to pump up the tool until the needle reads 16, and if it gets all the way up there, I'm just going to leave it there for about 5 minutes and make sure it hasn't dropped. Most of the time you'll have a big enough leak that the needle will drop immediately, and you'll see coolant either spraying out of a hose or a loose clamp or dripping on the ground in a certain location. And so by pressurizing the system, we're able to see that leak versus having the car running going down the road when you can't see the leak. So this is duplicating the pressure of the vehicle at high RPMs, but in place with the engine shut off. So I'm just going to pump this up and see what our gauge does. So unfortunately I have to set you down again. And I'm just pumping and watching the gauge. We're at 10 pounds. Now 14. And as you get close, you're just going to pump slowly, because about 2 pumps will give you 1 psi. And there we go. You can see we're right at 16 and holding. So I'm just going to let that sit while I inspect around the vehicle and look for leaks. So that's it for today. Hopefully that helps. I ran a little over the 2-minute limit, but hopefully you gained some helpful information. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.